was here last year. She was at a coffee thing and she met this lady called the Pie Lady. And so this lady introduced herself as, hey, I'm Martha the Pie Lady. I'm like, wait a minute, that rings a bell. I says, I think you met my mother-in-law at a coffee social. She's going, oh yeah, I think I did. So we got her on the phone and we were having some dinner.
Hey, Robin.
Hey, Marvin. Hi, Nelson.
Hey, that was Marvin saying hi, but I'll say hi too.
Hope you've had a good week, Robin.
I have. Hopefully it doesn't rain too bad. We're finally going to get our yard fixed tomorrow.
Oh, I thought Reed was sending somebody over last week. Didn't he say something?
Would have been nice.
Yeah.
But everybody's behind because of the weather, so.
Yeah.
Hello, Cindy.
Hi, how is everybody?
Cindy, how are we doing?
Good. Good.
Everybody's grabbing their lunch right now. I got some nice banana bread that I didn't know that was in the freezer and pulled it out and thawed it out. Man, it is delicious.
I know. That's always a nice surprise, isn't it?
You know, I was pulling up a thing of meat and then the next thing I'm going, ooh, look at that.
Yeah. Surprise. Good.
So Robin, I had a reason to go up Cane Creek last Sunday, and I noticed a new house pretty close to the bottom of Cane Creek. That's obviously not yours. Where are you on Cane Creek? I thought, gosh, Robin's built a house out here.
Well, from the red light in town, it's 2.6 miles. It's on the right. You can't see it from the road.
Okay.
It's, you know where Bruce Woody lives?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, we're the next driveway after him.
Well, doesn't he have the old home place down near the road and then their house is
Yeah,
behind
their
it?
house is that behind it, yeah.
Okay.
We look down on his barn from our house.
Okay. Gotcha.
Actually, the front window doesn't look on his barn, but the side does.
I was going out to see David Hepner. I don't know if you ever knew the Gloria and David, but he's got Parkinson's and not doing very well.
Oh, that's too bad.
He was an ER doctor here for years. He used to always ride his bicycle up and down Cane Creek.
Oh. Yeah, Parkinson's is horrible. One of those things that just gets worse and worse.
Progressive, yes, that's true. Hello, Chuck.
He's still muted.
Yeah,
There you go.
all this high-tech stuff. I'll get it figured
Sure.
out.
Hey, Chuck.
Hello, hello.
Well, I heard that Alex is not going to be here today. I saw him at the trash pickup. He wanted me to pass that along.
Okay,
Yeah, he's not going to be here. I told him we'd draw and pick cards next week.
sorry I missed the trash pickup.
Yeah, me too. I had to.
Sound like it was a good one. How many other people? I saw who came from Rotary, but how about overall? Was it a big crowd?
Yeah, the ones that I saw at Little Switzerland, they had like 20 people out there. I'm not too sure about the one that was in Spruce Pine. I wasn't there, but Reed was there for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And there
Did
might
you
have been
go,
other
Cindy?
numbers. I'm just not aware of them.
Cindy, did you
What,
go?
Robert? No, we didn't go. We were gonna go see Patrick and we did not get there, which was too bad. I was hoping she was gonna do a rain date. And then we'd be going this Saturday, but they went ahead and did it anyway. The pictures I saw, like maybe there were 12 or so, but that might not have been a total group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvin, did you
I think
go?
that's a,
I had a continuing education all day. So
7.5
hours starting at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
I'll be
In front
glad
of
when
a
it's not on Zoom.
computer.
Yeah,
That's not good
be
for your
glad when
eyes,
it's not on
Marvin.
Zoom. It's hard on your eyes, that's true.
Because I know Marvin usually goes and I know Cindy usually goes. I
I
didn't
do
go
usually
either. We had to get together with some friends who are fully vaccinated.
Oh,
It
Nice.
was very nice to see some human beings.
yeah, it's a rare occurrence these days.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Well,
just,
Chuck, I saw that you have like 100 slots open for vaccinations or something like that in an email that came.
yeah, we're down to about 50 now, but yeah, it's still hard to fill them up right now.
Yeah, a month ago you wouldn't have had that problem, would you?
No.
Interesting.
It's across the state. We just had a call last night with the state folks, and it's just, it's falling off the table for everybody. And so states figure out how to make it. I mean, it's not their fault on the demand. But part of the problem is logistically, it's hard for us when you have a 10-dose vial to hold the smaller events. And so you have to have these larger events, and there's just a lot of complication to them. And so trying to find ways to, and now the people that were just so anxious to get it have received them. And the rest, they're looking, it's a matter of convenience when it's convenient for them and they're in the mood and they don't have anything else to do and they're standing in line for something else. Yeah, go ahead and shoot me, kind of thing. And that's hard to do with something like a vaccine.
Yeah.
So,
Especially. I
So,
just
Bill.
hope people will do it. Hey, Bill.
yeah.
hey, Bill. Hey,
Hey,
Catherine.
everybody.
Oh, it's not Catherine, that's George.
She doesn't have a mustache, right?
Thanks,
Hey,
Rotary.
Bill. What's the flowers?
Yeah, thanks, Rotary.
Oh,
Oh, you're welcome.
you're welcome.
Something that'll last, hopefully.
Yeah. Very
Might
nice.
have to plant them in the yard.
Bill, how'd your apple work out the week before with that freeze? You
We-
lost some?
We dodged a bullet. We didn't lose anything.
Oh, awesome.
They weren't out quite far enough.
Great.
Great.
And tonight, if it's not windy, then we'll be warmer than the weather prediction.
Hmm.
Good. It's right at 32, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm hoping for no wind.
Well, it's blowing here right now. Something awful.
Yeah.
But they say it's supposed to die down this evening, right? That's what they
Yeah.
said.
Either the wind dies down or
I remember growing up in Florida, and that was when they had a lot of orange groves around Orlando and Central Florida. And when you'd have the freeze, they would burn their smudge pots and their tires. You'd go to school and you'd end up at the end of the day, you'd have to blow your nose a lot to get all that soot out of your nose because of all the ashes in the air. Environmentally, it was terrible, but they were doing everything they could to keep those things heated up and the air stirring.
yeah. We are too spread out and too down the hill and up the hill for the pots to work.
Yeah. And I've seen some areas will have, like down Florida, I've noticed they put in fans, the big, tall. I don't know how helpful that would be, how efficient.
Well, here, Sailor Orchard has the lake and he can pump up the water and spray the water on the trees, and a freeze will not damage the blossoms or the young apples because the ice is a shield to the real cold temperature.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
Huh.
noticed when I went to town to the grocery store on Tuesday, his are really blooming.
Yep,
So I guess yours are too.
yes, they are. Beautiful.
Yeah, my 3 little apple trees are starting to bud out right now, bloom out. About 10 to 15% bloomed out. So
Well, I'll join you in my wishes for places that are not frozen.
yes, yeah. I guess getting out there with a towel and waving at it wouldn't help it tonight.
Well, no. You could huff and puff, but I don't think you got.
I've been accused of having a lot of hot air, but not enough for that.
One tree maybe.
Yeah,
Pick your favorite.
yeah.
That means you'd be barking up the right tree.
Ugh.
Here it goes.
Hope that's not gonna cost me, Robin, that when the meeting starts.
What?
That's not gonna cost me a dollar for that bad joke when the meeting starts.
Oh, now we don't charge for them.
People don't have enough money for all those. Yeah, so anyway, anybody that wants a vaccine, come get it. We'll get you on the list, guaranteed spot.
That's wrong. Yeah.
We're going to be back at First Presbyterian on Monday to do a second dose event there. So, I'm sorry. We're going to be there tomorrow doing the first and second, and then the second dose event is at Burnsville. Had those backwards, but so it would be convenient for you in Spruce Pine tomorrow. Anybody that you know.
I sent out that announcement to the Jim Pip up here in Little Switzerland. So he passed it out last night. So hopefully if anybody was left, that they can get in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I guess the clinic posted it on Facebook and I shared it too. So I don't know if that will help. But
Every little bit helps. You never know who you're going to reach. We're trying to find a way to stir up the some interest in churches to support us, but that's been a tough one because it's a lot of peer pressure there, apparently.
I was at Mountain View Prison this morning and they have stalled out at about 30% vaccinations and the rest of them are declining.
ooh,
So seems like it's the
That's too,
same there as the rest of the world.
that's too bad. Jeez, that's not safe.
I don't think the county, I haven't looked in a few days, but I don't think we're even at 30%.
No.
You know, Chuck?
Yeah, I looked at it last night. Yancey is 29 and a half first dose. And then Mitchell is 28 and a half, I think. So yeah, neither one has hit 30.
That's pitiful.
We
And
can't even
people aren't going to get out until it's better,
yeah.
or I'm not.
Well, I've got a cynical view. If people don't choose to get vaccinated, then they're on their own as far as I'm concerned. And
Yeah.
I do not feel like it is my duty to make up for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to open up as wide as the governor will let me.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is what they pass on to other people.
Yeah,
Vaccines should handle that.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I
I agree
don't
with you.
know yet if they've decided whether being vaccinated keeps you from passing it on or not. Do you know, Chuck? I know there was some question about that at first.
The general consensus is that even if you're vaccinated, you still could be a carrier of it and pass it on.
Yeah.
Now, you gotta question that. And because it's the other person, or if you get it, you would have considerably less symptoms. You would not be impacted as bad. We have had some people that have been vaccinated that have shown up positive, but have not had symptoms. So that indicates that if they had positive, then they had some of the virus in them.
Mm.
There's something interesting I saw the other day about a nasal spray that supposedly gets rid of most of them up in your upper respiratory, and thus that's where most of it is spread from, is when it's up in the
Mhm.
so
Mm.
I
I'm
hadn't
hoping,
seen that.
yeah, we'll see if that gets any traction. That's the first blush of that is out, and I don't know if you want to see some other information on it before you start spraying up your nose, but
I thought Reed was coming on.
he tried, and then he saw who was here and left.
Uh,
Yeah, we almost had him.
He's calling in now. It's a slim crowd today.
Yeah. So, Robin, what is our post office box? The
22.
22 Spruce Pine.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
There he is. There's Amelia, Mimi.
Mimi ought to shave.
Yeah, she classes
Yeah.
up that joint there.
Catherine too.
She's got a lot of initials in front of her name, that Mimi, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's about.
that's when you first registered your computer, the username. That apparently y'all went crazy at first.
Yeah.
We've done that before.
Going crazy.
I didn't think we'd gone crazy at all in the last 2 or 3 years.
I learned when we did the pets online, you can go up to the right of your picture and click on that little 3 dots and rename yourself. But it's only for this session. It goes away
Mm,
the next time because we had to put, I don't remember, our district number and something else. Our group.
yeah, that's right.
So when we divided up into groups.
Took the rename and said at Poobah. That's
Grand
what it would be. Can we name somebody else? Can I go up on theirs and click on?
Probably not. I
That'd be
can.
dangerous.
There's a reason for
can?
that.
Yeah, I can though. I
Oh, my,
think. Let me
Robbie.
see.
That's dangerous.
Let's see if I can rename. Yes, I can. Watch. It won't, I mean, it'll just be for today.
Sure.
Oops,
Mhm.
there.
Susan Chang-
We fixed you, Reed,
Reed, you're fixed.
just for
Yeah.
now. Oops, we lost Nelson.
See, you went and changed something and that's what happened.
I'd say, don't you think Reed was fixed a few years ago? I don't know.
Mimi made sure.
Oh, come on, let's
We're
move
picking
on.
on you.
Marvin, you've got some pretty scenery behind you on the wall.
Yes, my daughter's little office here. So it's a convenient place that she's not using.
Well, we're already past 12:20 here. We've been having so much this fun and frivolity.
Is
We've missed
that
our,
what you call it? That's funny.
yeah. But we were waiting on you, Pete, so that you could lead us in the opening prayer and pledge allegiance. Would you mind doing that?
Me,
Yes, sir.
I'd be glad to.
Thank
Let's
you.
all stand for prayer and our pledge. Our kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we are mindful of all the good gifts that you've bestowed upon us. We thank you for the beautiful spring weather, the beautiful flowers, the birds and their joyful noise. We know that there's problems throughout this whole world, but we do know that you are in control. So that is the peace of mind that we need to remember. Bless this Rotary Club, bless our endeavors, watch over and care for each of us. Amen.
Amen.
Man.
I pledge
Pledge allegiance
allegiance
to the flag of the
Of
United
the United
States of
States
America,
of America,
to the republic
to
to
the
the
republic
republic for which it
for which it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
One nation.
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
with
and
liberty
justice
and
for all.
justice for all.
I think that idea of one person saying the pledge.
You don't like all our voices trying to be it together?
And
Heavens.
the person
It
that's
just doesn't
praying,
We don't have much rhythm.
go together because of the
That's true.
delay.
I think we all need to say it though.
Yeah,
yeah, we could,
I think that's important.
that's true.
Maybe everybody clicks on mute except one.
Oh, good idea.
Or whispers.
Yeah. But it seems like I don't know, whispering that seems kind of counterproductive.
Yeah, it does, I guess. You're right.
Yeah, we'll shout that one out. All right, well, let's open up with any club announcements. Maybe report on the event or the cleanup, but go ahead, Cindy.
I was just gonna say, the scholarship committee has decided to give their 2 scholarships to Mason Bullis and to Ariel Gilpin. So we're pretty excited about that. And I turned them into grants and I will find out. Robin, what did we do last year? Did we send them to the children?
I actually, yeah, I did. I sent them to them. I had to get their address and everything. But I think you said that we just made the check to them. The last 2 years, the check has been made to them and the college.
Yeah,
So-
that's okay. I sort of thought that after I said that.
I mean, they
But yeah,
can still
I've got
use
their
it for
addresses,
books or whatever their need is.
Right.
Because
just to make
what they
sure that
do-
that's what they use it for.
what colleges do, if there's a certain point in the semester and if their financial aid exceeds their cost, they get a check from the school. At least that's what Lise McCray does. I feel like either that or it carries over the next semester.
Okay.
So I don't know that either one of these are in that boat where of course, they don't know yet. Some of them.
Right. I don't think they're for sure where they're going, but now Grant's gone this week, but I'll touch base with him next week and get you the addresses. I
Okay.
have. Well, you probably got them. They're on their applications, but I can send them.
I
to
think
you.
I deleted them.
Okay, that's fine.
After
got
you
'em.
told us who they were,
Yeah.
I didn't
I
even
did.
think
I've
about
still
that.
got- That's all right. I can do that. I just appreciate everybody reading them. That's sometimes it's a
It was
struggle.
interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's
It
always
was very
interesting and
interesting.
it makes you sort of remember where you get in your little box that you live in and you don't see what goes outside. And some of these kids have had some traumatic experiences and they're just teenagers. So that's pretty surprising.
Very much so.
Were any of these, the seniors that Grant had brought in, did we meet any of these? Either one of these?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I recognize the name, but I'm bad on names.
No. Mason, here, I can tell you, hold on a second. Mason is from Spruce Pine and is going to he wants to be a contractor, and he works locally for Cornerstone Construction, and he wants to go to Malin. So I thought that was sort of cool also. But he's 15th in his class, and his essay or his ACT scores are really good. But seems to be just a nice, good kid that knows what he wants to do, and he's a hard worker. It seems like he had a lot of good references. So he's one. The other one, Ariel Gilpin, did have somewhat of a traumatic thing when she doesn't have a relationship with her dad, and her mother had a boyfriend that I guess was quite abusive. So she lived through that, and just different things that you just don't understand exactly what happens to these children. It's just really just sort of sad. But she wants to be a therapist and wants to go to UNCW. So that's another state school.
Do you know what kind of therapist? I mean, mental health therapist?
I can tell you, she is 18th in her class. I was thinking it was occupational therapy, but
I think it was
I'm reading.
occupational therapy,
I'm reading here
if
pretty
I
quickly.
remember correctly. They sort of run together after a while.
Oh my gosh, there's so many of them, and then you just feel bad you can't remember them all.
Well, the gentleman, I was reading that there's free tuition, isn't there, for construction programs at Mayland? I was thinking there is, so he would be able to take that 1,000 and really make good use of it for a long time.
Yeah,
If
he
gets
could buy,
in
he
the
might
construction-
buy a semester's worth of books with it.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that's pretty
Books
cool.
are ridiculous, even
Yeah, they
even
are.
electronic books.
Yeah, I think under the American Rescue Act, there's some funding for paying some of the tuition for some of these skilled
Yeah.
jobs.
That's good. We need them.
Cindy, do they have the parents' names? I'm wondering if that's Brett Bullis's son.
I can tell you, but Chuck, I just found it. She wants to be a mental health therapist.
Mental health. Okay.
Good.
Mental health.
With somebody else.
Okay,
that does
Ariel.
occupational.
Ariel Gilpin's mother is Connie Taylor, and she works at Sibelco. And Mason Bullis is Robert Bullis, Marion Correctional Institute. He's the assistant warden. And the mom is Nicole Bullis, and she's operations manager at VRP.
Roberts goes by Brett, so I know him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not know those. Actually didn't know either one of these children. So anyway, I feel pretty good about that. And to be able to give two, I'm really happy with that too. So it was good. They were 18 altogether.
Does Ariel work at Tropical Grill? Is that the Ariel, the same Ariel?
I believe so. Yes, she does.
That's great. She's a good kid.
Yep.
Really
Yep, she does work there.
good.
Hey, Cindy, can you give me the spelling of their last name so I can put it in the notes?
Okay, Ariel is,
She's saying,
Ariel is,
Cindy, I was just saying, we're not going to announce it ahead of the thing, are we?
no, we won't announce it till Grant does his, I think it's May 22nd or something that they do. But I can give it to you, Elson. It's Ariel, Ariel.
Okay,
Last name is Gilpin, Gilp, as in Paul, In.
we got that one.
And the other one, all right, Mason, Mason, Bullis, Bullis.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just
You're welcome.
remind people to keep it under their hat.
All
Yeah,
right,
because they won't
Don't
know.
want it to get out.
Well, maybe we shouldn't put it in today's minutes then.
okay.
Just say that they were announced or they were selected, and announcements will be
Yeah,
later.
probably good.
Oh, okay, I'll
So
do
will
that.
they have a live award ceremony this year?
Grant's still working on that. He said if they do, you know, we're welcome to come, or he will do what he did last time, is just hand them out. I did send him who we picked. So it would be, once he decides if they're gonna do that, then that would be, we could go, or still decide to have him do it, so.
How come we didn't have seniors this week? This is the third Thursday. Did Grant just forget about that?
Well, I think Grant's gone. I got an email that said, when you get your choices, let me know, but I'll be gone this week. So,
Maybe we
I
can
don't-
have them next week.
Yeah, I thought he was anxious to get, as many as possible in this year.
I don't know if that's, it didn't say in his email.
Yeah. It's always good to have them. We enjoy that. And Cindy doesn't sound too good.
No, I think it's just allergies. I just keep losing my voice, which Dave likes a lot, so it's okay.
They're really bad this year.
This is the most talking I've done for a couple days, so if I start coughing, excuse me.
He's happy about that then, okay.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Well, there is a GI bug running around, and my wife gave that to me earlier this week, so.
Yeah. I don't feel bad. It just all of a sudden start coughing, or else it, makes my voice sound hoarse.
Yeah. So, any other announcements?
Remember when this town was talking about the upgrading the Brad Reagan Park? And we brought up the question of whether they went out to any other sources for grant money, and they were not aware of any opportunity. I did check with Amy Wellness, which is, they now want to be called Avery Mitchell Yancey Wellness. But they do allow for grants to local governments. So it's not exclusive to just nonprofits.
Hmm.
I don't know if someone has the desire to talk to somebody at the town and let them know that. I don't have a real connection or relationship with Mike or Darlene, but if, I don't know, if Cindy or you or somebody else
Mhm.
does, you could give them a heads up that might be an opportunity for them to pick up some more money for that project.
Crystal Young is the one there at Town Hall that would jump all over that. She's good at grant writing, and and that's the role she plays there. She's kind of the financial person, but she's excellent at grant writing. She was at Bakersfield, for years. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can reach out to, but should we go straight to Crystal or go to Darlene? And I don't know that, I don't know.
as Darlene is town manager, I would suggest.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're very familiar with Amy Wellness, of course, and so, yeah. And thank you for the reminder, George. But they do the municipalities. There is, I'd be surprised if there isn't more funding around. There just seems to be a ton of funding floating around right now. That's for sure.
Send some to Grassy Creek.
Which part? What's your address?
Just send it to Reed and I'll get it. Cash is good.
Cash works. Doesn't seem to be as much as that. They like to do checks. But
Or direct deposit.
yeah, that's right.
I think I see Floyd back. We were working on the wording for a plaque for the shed on the garden. And so I'm not sure where that ended up. If Floyd, are you there? Can you hear me? I guess not. We'll do that another time.
Well, he may be just trying to get on. we'll see if he comes back. Yeah, I haven't been by the park lately. How's it looking? Where the shed
Been
is and
down there.
community garden.
Looks really good. I think they've put it to work too. They've seen the door open at once. They were putting stuff in or out of it one.
Excellent.
When that plaque gets up, I'll go down there and take a picture and write something and put it in the paper.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had
Okay.
any publicity on that yet.
Yeah, that would be good.
But do we have any happy dollars today?
I got a happy dollar. I got a new tool for the tractor. I got a post hole digger. I'm gonna go see a neighbor and plant some trees today.
Ah,
I tell you what, it's a bear to put on too.
sounds like a
got-
fun project.
I've got one. Happy to see that Bill is here with us today.
Yes.
Very good.
And I appreciate the Rotary plan.
Yes. Well, Bill, it's just something very, very small for the memories of a great lady.
Mhm.
So sad for your loss.
Thank you.
And George, you were shaking your head, did you have a,
Yeah, I'm going to say that I'm happy to see Bill on call with us, and I know it's a tough time for you, so I my sympathy as well.
Thank you.
also O'Neill Shelton, I spoke to him briefly before the meeting, and he wanted to pass on his condolences, best wishes also on behalf of the AG's office and him personally, of course.
Yeah, there's Floyd.
And Mr. Floyd, I think Marvin had something for you if you're communicable now, although you do look frozen.
I
I
believe
think he's
frozen.
inanimate. Floyd, I don't know if you can hear me,
Nothing.
but we were talking about the plaque for the shed. I sent you an email with that. I hope you got it.
Mhm.
And I think he's
In
in
another
the
world.
Peter
He's
Neverland.
having connection difficulty.
Yep, we lost him. All right, looks like he's not coming back then. Well, so we don't have our card dealer or our wheel spinner this week, so we'll double up next week when he comes back.
Well, I can spin the wheel
Oh, can you?
on my phone.
Oh,
Although I don't have it up yet. I can use a random number generator. $82 or $83? Let me look. $83. Okay. Spin number 1 is 66, which is nobody. Spin number 2, you can't see that, is 42, which is Alex, since he's not here. So
I
he
think
wins.
it's appropriate to penalize him.
yeah. I think
I think he wanted to donate to CART.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he does. I'll just inform him of that.
Yeah. He made a donation. And Robin, that was too fast. There's no brrrr.
Oh, well, sorry.
Pop that number up there. You need to give us some sound effect with it next time. It's that anticipation of whether or not your number's gonna come up. It's all part of it.
So Chuck, on the meeting, that we're going to do live, the first Thursday of May,
Yes.
somebody, usually Colette used to open the place up for us, and there's an alarm, a code and all that stuff to deal with. So just bringing that up ahead of time.
Yeah, I've been talking to Frankie. Frankie is I guess she's the church secretary. I'm not sure the exact administrative lead. She's going to be meeting us there.
Okay.
And she also asked in the conversation, she said that they would like for us to look at what we have stored there in the closet and see if there's anything that we might be able to clear out, that they do have some, they're kind of running out of space, and that'd be helpful if we could, add some stuff that was no longer need to be stored there. And I don't know what we might have there. I had spoken to, the day she sent me that message, I had stopped at Floyd's to pick up some papers. But anyway, he said he'd be glad to help on that. So if anybody else, I'm not sure, haven't been in the club as long as some of the others, not as long in the tooth as some of y'all, as they would say. That was a joke about your time in the club. I'm not implying your age or anything. But if y'all could help on that, because I'm not sure what's there and what would be something that we should save or not.
Well,
There's
we have
quite a
file
bit there.
cabinet there. Two
There
drawers.
is quite a bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have several boxes, some with the mugs, the coffee mugs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And
Uh,
the
Is it all
secretary
that's-
records.
Is it all in that sliding door section behind the dais?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then Colette had some things. I don't know if she got her stuff out or not from the other.
I think in the other closet are the placemats and napkins.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it's Floyd live now. Maybe
Yeah, he's moving.
now you can talk to him, Marvin.
Can you hear us, Floyd?
No.
I have to get his ears on.
Yeah.
But we can go through it, like you said. We can go through it on that first Thursday and see where we can. The file cabinet, I would think we can probably move if Floyd has space at his office or something. We could move it to there, or the secretary could, hold on to it and then just move it annually to each secretary or something.
Yeah, she said they weren't in a hurry. It's not like they're anxious to get it done, just while we're having the conversation. So.
Will we have a board meeting that day, Chuck?
It is
It's the first.
I think we have another program planned, didn't we, George?
Yeah, Marvin has suggested we have somebody.
Okay.
Did it end up being Alex, Marvin, or was it somebody else going to do the program on the first Thursday?
Well, I'm not in charge of programs, but I just suggested that we have one, and Alex offered that he would be willing to do one. I'm not sure what. Go ahead.
I was just saying Tina's not here, so I don't know if they've made connections on that.
Okay.
We got a couple of weeks, don't we?
Yeah.
And I know I haven't ever, did anybody ever hook up to their Wi-Fi while we were there? Well,
I have, but it's been
yeah.
over a year.
I take it back, as the clinic, we hooked up to their Wi-Fi when we held the vaccine event there. So I know they have a decent one then. So therefore we hooked that up and do the Zoom meeting at the same time. So we'll be set up for that. And then people can choose whether to show up and be there or not.
I sent a thing out in the announcements. If you do the recording, I'll pay a happy dollar if you watch it.
Ah,
We'll see if anybody pays attention to it.
we're, poor Floyd, he just can't get connected today, can he?
Yeah, he's having trouble.
Well, without our seniors here today, it's not have much else to go with today. Anybody has anything else?
No, we can have a short meeting.
I think you're wanting to get out and plant some apple trees, Johnny.
Yes, I am.
He's got a new toy to play with. If
Well,
you're close enough, I got some holes to dig, but I'm a little far away from you.
Bill Felkel's back in the area. I haven't seen him on, and I think George
Walter.
Yeah,
That-
George Walter was heading to pick up his grandson, I think, today.
Mm.
and I don't know where Mark is today. He was at breakfast on Wednesday, and so was Bill. It's good to see Bill. He's looking great and ready to get back to
I think
Rotary.
Richie's still cutting his yard. He was talking about cutting his grass. He, if he didn't sleep in again.
Chuck, I thought I read something that said that the governor's allowing maximum capacity at the high school playoff sporting events. Is that, did you
I
read?
didn't catch that, George. I don't remember. I didn't see that either way, so I don't know.
Yeah, and it's tonight.
It's tonight?
The playoff game.
I don't know why Thursday, but it is.
And who are they playing? I don't,
Yeah, some school, what is it, Huntersville?
Christ the King.
Christ the King, and with Huntersville, I think, North Carolina, right,
Yeah.
right above
It's a-
Charlotte.
Catholic Academy.
Yeah.
It's a Catholic academy. That's what I heard, but
are they playing at Mitchell?
Mhm.
Sweet. Well, I will say that after spring break from last week, we were kind of expecting a little bit of a spike. And so far that hadn't shown up. I mean, knock on wood,
Yeah.
we're not seeing, and all the cases that we had at the clinic itself, those have all passed and, no serious consequence. So
So if we get through the next week or so, we should be good.
well, the charts, you might be looking at the same thing I look at. The trends are good right now. We had a little bit of spike first of April, but I think some of our own staff were part of those, unfortunately.
Yeah, statewide last night, they said it's 7.6 or something % positive, so.
You got your hot spots. So just want to stay protected.
Hey, I was just looking up the football thing, and it says that the playoff game is going to be Friday, the 16th.
Well, the football on Facebook has said Thursday, so let me look.
TOE said it was tonight, this
Okay.
morning, when I listened to it. That's where I heard that it was Christ the King Catholic Academy, and I think it's in near Winston, from what they said.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought the newspaper had something different about it. I think that's where I got the part about the attendance. Was in the newspaper.
Hmm.
It really surprised me. I didn't think the governor.
Yeah, it is tonight,
Okay.
7:30.
Yeah, they have it down wrong in the website I'm looking at then.
Yeah, I'm looking in the Mitchell News Journal and it says tonight.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Art
They're
can give us
having
an
s-
update the next meeting.
They're having senior night and homecoming also.
Oh, really?
Because the game that it was planned for was canceled because of COVID.
It's gonna be a
Gotcha.
chilly night to be out there in their dresses.
Yeah. So that starts at 6:45.
That could be an advantage for Mitchell. The colder, the better.
Yeah, especially if they're from down the state where it's warmer.
Well, Bill, I know we got a minute here, but have you ever sold cider from your apples, Bill?
We used to. It was a little hard to get, and then the state said you have to have an approved kitchen. So we take our seconds and sell them to a cider maker. And this year we're getting permission, I believe, from the state to sell hard cider made from our.
Oh, nice.
There you go. That's
Might
a
have
new
to try
market
some
for
of
you.
that.
Yeah.
So does that mean that you'll send it off to be made into hard cider, then you'll be able to, it'll come back to you to be sold?
Yeah, it will be our seconds. We will continue to have the best apples for sale at the orchard.
Cool.
About what percentage of your apple crop is considered seconds?
Well, it depends entirely on the year. How vicious the critters are and how good the weather is. But generally speaking, 2/3 of our apples are good,
Oh, good.
maybe more than that.
There's a company called Barn Door Cider in Fletcher. Have you heard of them?
I have.
I just read something where they said they were actually making a cider out of crab apples, partially, I guess a mixture of crab apple and something else. And I was surprised. I guess, I never thought of crab apples being good for much anything, really.
I didn't know there were that many of them either.
When I was a kid growing up, that was the finest thing in the world for a slingshot.
Ouch.
Well,
They throw pretty good too.
before the settlers came from Europe, crab apples were the only form of apples on the continent.
Mm.
So the seeds that the newbies brought in is what we are seeing still. I compared our list to one for Europe, and there are 1,000 apples on their list, and only 3 of them did I recognize the name of.
Wow.
Interesting.
Thinking of apples, it reminds me, I was going up to the Rhone last week, I guess it was, and there's a piece of property. It's probably a couple miles past
Thanks.
Thomas's grocery store. And on the right, if you've been up there lately, you may see the heavy equipment back in there where they're tore out the old farmhouse and doing some road building. And I thought it's about 110, 120 acre tract. I used to, when I first moved to the area, I lived in a property next to it for about a year. And I would cross into that property to go back to some old apple trees, Bill, and pick apples back there and ramps. And it was just a heyday because the owners were up out of Chicago and they weren't interested in selling any parts off. They just wanted to sell the whole tract. Well, all I have to say is I found out that the Southern Conservatory, Appalachian Southern Conservatory, has bought that property. And so they were in there tearing the buildings down because, you know, it's a hazardous, and putting in some parking lots. So there's going to be some old apple trees back up there that be interested to see what they do with.
Well, if they're old apples, they may have been really a fine and unique set of apples.
Mm.
The apple, as you probably know, if you don't get a cutting from it, the last tree that dies will take all of those apples to the grave.
Mm.
So there are about, 4,000 or so that have been good enough that they could be sold for eating apples, and that have disappeared from the earth because no one got a cutting from the tree and grafted it onto
Yeah.
the tree or roots.
That's interesting.
Good, Beck.
Not 99 or more % of all the apples that grow from your tree, if you let the blossom go and plant the seeds that come from it, 99.9% of the trees that grow that way are too bitter to eat.
Hmm.
And you ask about Johnny Appleseed, why would he get all the seeds and plant them? He was a good salesman. He had two things going for him. In the middle, up in Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, the government was giving away land to farmers because they were trying to get farms established. But you had to have a fruit tree or two to the lot given to you. But no one cared whether the apples were good or bad. You just had to have a fruit tree. But Johnny would go ahead of the settlers and plant an orchard and sell trees to the settlers as they came closer to his plantings. But he could use every single apple because in those 3 states, people didn't understand exactly the role of keeping water clean. And so the whole frontier was based on hard cider for the whole family. So he sold it. And all the farmers had a little buzz going all the time.
That's wild.
Well, Marvin, you try Floyd again.
Boy, can you tell them what we texted about?
Yeah, I've got the plaque. Sorry, I couldn't get on. My internet went down here, and I've been in my server room getting everything fixed and restarted. But wait a minute, I can grab it and I can show it to you.
He said he's going to install it this weekend. So Cindy, maybe you can next week go get a picture of it.
Okay. I'll do that.
That's it. It's covered in plastic right now, so that's why it looks a little blurry.
Nice.
And the bottom line says in appreciation.
In appreciation of the work that is done here.
Ah,
Nice.
And I'm going to put it on this weekend, maybe tomorrow.
excellent.
Okay. I'll go by one day next week and get a picture.
When you pull into the parking lot and go over to the gardens, do we want people to see the sign from the parking lot? The parking lot, is that where we want them to, as they approach the gardens, to see the sign on the side of the shed?
I think so.
Do you think
Put
they'll
it where
be?
you think it's best. I would put it where you think it's best.
Yeah.
Okay. I think if they can see there's a sign on the shed when they park their car in the lot, that will be the best view of the sign. If we want people to see it from up on the road, I think it would be too far away.
Yeah. And then to put it on the side facing the garden, away from the road, they might
Yeah.
not ever see it at all.
Do you want to read that plaque to them? You couldn't exactly see it, Floyd, so.
Yeah. This building is presented to Mitchell Giving Gardens by the Rotary Club of Spruce Pine in appreciation of the work that is done here, March 2021.
Great.
Okay, that's good.
That's great.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for doing it,
Yeah, no
making
problem.
it and installing it too.
That's just 4 screws.
Show the picture again, Floyd.
I can get it even.
That's good.
That looked really nice. So anybody viewing later, they can take a peek at it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, it'd be nice if Cindy, you don't have to make a big deal out of coordinator, but if the coordinator of the garden, if she was there at the same time you took the picture, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we can either get Flo or I've got Flo's email. Actually, I can send her an email and see if somebody's going to be down there. We could get a picture with somebody that's actually working in the garden. Okay,
Mm.
I will do that.
Oh, bless your heart.
It's okay.
Give
I
her
will
a coat.
survive. Yeah.
Those, I've not had one. They don't look very pleasant.
No, I
Well,
don't. I think it's just allergies. I'm not sure, but
Nope.
anyway,
Pretty bad right
it's
now.
yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, there's a ton of pollen.
Mhm.
My car was yellow this morning.
Oh, I know.
yeah, it's seems to be bad right now. Was there anything else?
We can draw for the ace of spades and then whoever wins can draw their card next week. I've been shuffling these the whole time. Number 3 is Nelson.
Nelson,
So Nelson, you get to draw your card next week.
All right.
So if Nelson, if it doesn't work out real well with his tree planting and he ends up buried with the tree, who gets the money? Billy.
Well, I don't
Bill.
remember,
Yeah,
but what it was.
Awesome.
yeah, very good. All right, well, if there's nothing else, we can close with the 4-way test, or is there anything else from anybody? All right. Well, we can close with the 4-way test of the things we say and do. Is it the truth?
Truth.
Is it fair?
Is it
Fair
fair to all concerned?
Will it
Will it
build?
build goodwill and better friendships?
Friendships.
Will it be
Will it be
Beneficial
beneficial to all concerned?
Okay.
See you.
Guys,
Bye,
thanks.
See you next week.
Have a
Hey,
wonderful weekend.